Carb day is over here, 109th Indianapolis 500, almost ready to roll. Joseph Newgarden, that number 2 Chevy, Team Penske, might be starting in the back. Fastest today, not a surprise. Just because of those penalties doesn't mean that car, that team lacks any capabilities to win on Sunday. Takuma Sato starting in the front row, right up front there as well, just behind Newgarden. The news from Carb Day, though, Takuma's part of that. A lot of folks started Carb Day, didn't finish Carb Day. Engine issue possibly of some sort for Takuma. Graham Rahal said there was something catastrophic that happened. His day done early. Ryan Hunter-Reay bailing out of a car on fire. Some sort of issue there, not totally sure. Alexander Rossi done early. Spoke with a Team Chevy representative, said water pump issue on Alexander's car, looking to fix that. It's an external piece, meaning you can do that, replace that. No penalty, no grid penalty, no engine change penalty. Assuming all that goes well, it'll be just fine, effectively like it never happened. 4 possible motor-related, something-related issues here during Carb Day. Not something we expected, though. At least 1 engine change, maybe 2, who knows, could be 3. So a volatile session, but we did see some very good speeds. Saw a lot of running impacts with folks who seemed to be a lot happier with their cars. One of them being Santino Ferrucci. We expect him to move forward in the pack from P15. Let's hear from our guy Santino. Always a monster, that number 14, AJ Foyt Racing Chevy.
As most people may have been paying attention this month, I haven't run much practice on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We had an issue with the car. We finally sorted it. The first time we got to be in the race car was on Friday or on Monday, post qualifying. So coming into Fast Friday, we just had a list of changes we really needed to get through to get a direction and a balance. And finally on that last run, I feel like I know exactly where my car's at. I know exactly what I need to change come race day. Just getting that downforce level correct, you know, we definitely have the pace.
So tell me about this AJ Foyt Racing team. You've been going through adversity so far this month. We're used to seeing you qualifying right up front and just bothering everybody. Midfield start for you, but tell us about your team, because their efforts to find and resolve and get you to a good place, that's been your story so far this month.
Man, most teams, when we come here, you only break the car apart, and when I mean break it apart, pull the engine and gearbox off 3 times a month. Go from your road course car to your oval car, then you switch motors from your qualifying motor to your race motor. We've done it 8 times.
Ouch.
Yeah, we've done 2 motors, a battery, a clutch, and then we had to break the cars apart twice for switching different types of cars. Yeah, I know, it's been a nightmare. My poor guys, I've made 2 trips to Long's now. So
Long's Donuts, keeping the crew fueled.
I've definitely bought over 12 dozen over this month. I've also done a full cookout, probably flipped 100 burgers for the crew.
Amen.
Just trying to keep these guys just in the moment, you know. We're here, it's the greatest event in all of sports. Just being here and being present with these guys, they're working their asses off for me. You know, we've got a great car for them on Sunday. We're just gonna see what happens.
That's what I wanted to ask about. So we know you as the guy who goes forward. Usually you don't have as far to go. You're midfield, mid-pack, some crazy people around you in front and behind. What's your mindset? Do we see patient Ferrucci? I've never really seen that guy, to be honest, but a little bit of a different ask this year.
I'll get it up there in the high side opening of the race. See what it's got. Like I said, the biggest thing with our car balance is trying to find that compliance in the front, and that's something we've been missing almost all month. And you know, now we're finally getting there, and we're going the right direction. We're leaning on our teammates, so I feel very confident. But yeah, we'll be aggressive at the start of this race, like always.
Okay, this badass here from Connecticut. We always try and pay tribute because we talk about as American as can be at this American festival of love and racing. Always want to pay tribute to your homes for our troops. Ask you this every year since they've been with you, but tell us about this, what this initiative is about, and how folks can help.
Yeah, so Homes for Our Troops is a post 9/11 veterans charity. It's for, obviously, freedom's not free in our country. Our vets that come back, you know, wounded and, you know, not whole, Homes for Our Troops tries to make them whole again. We build custom houses, help them with their finances, get their life back on track. it's a whole program. We've had a bunch of the vets out at the track throughout the month, through the open test, through when we tested here in March on the road course. It's just been a joy to meet them and hang out with them and see and hear their stories. Like I said, if you want to donate, it's hfotusa.org. We're trying to raise $4 million.
ABC Supply, huge part.
ABC Supply is matching everybody's donation, so you can make up to the first $1 million. So you can make your donation go twice as far. I know we're getting close to the 500 now, but it is still open until May 31st. So you can donate all month long, and every bit helps. You can also now buy all of my racing gear, die casts, and everything else on, once these guys go by.
Yeah.
So cool. It's racingforveteransgear.com.
Wow.
Yes. And yeah, you can buy all of our stuff. 100% of all the proceeds are going to homes for our troops.
I love it. Santino Ferrucci, this kid is a rolling fireball of fun. Indy 500 is what this kid is made for. All-American team, AJ Foyt Racing. This kid is red, white, and blue and doing great charity work. All help through our friends at ABC Supply. Thanks, Santino.
Thank you, Marshall.
So great stuff here from Santino. Another interesting aspect to come out of Carb Day here. Robert Schwartzman, Prema Racing, the greatest story of the month, positive story of the month. Did not have the speed that he wanted. They were struggling on setup, and indeed Robert basically back of the field. So this is gonna be something where things improved a bit for him, but this is gonna be something that once we get to race day, there will be questions. How comfortable Robert? First ever pole in Indycar, first ever oval, leading the field to green into turn 1 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the first time of his life, not chock full of full confidence about his car. Something for us to be mindful of. Don't be surprised if he is smart and let some of the monsters around him with a lot of experience lead a little bit. If he doesn't, it'll only add to the legend of Robert Schwartzman. So we mentioned that Joseph Newgarden was fastest overall in that number 2 Chevy. Will Power, his other friend, his teammate, who's also been sent to the back, P5. What does that mean? It's exactly what we expected. These two guys from Team Penske, defending race winner, also your 2018 winner in Will Power, they are going to be problems for everybody come Sunday. They do have new race strategists. There's a new composition on their timing stands. In the unfortunate wake of Tim Cindric, Ron Rzuski, and Kyle Moyer being fired, that means all 3 Team Penske entries, including Scott McLaughlin, going racing with different people on their timing stands. This happened last year with Newgarden's car as well, and there was a big change in race engineer, strategist, and they won the race. So for those who think this penalty that has moved the cars from the front of the field, the top 12, to the back row, this is going to affect their ability to win. Everything we just saw on Carb Day today tells us that is not the case. They are huge threats. Spoke to 2 team owners, one from the Chevy camp, one from the Honda camp, wanted to get their thoughts about a lot of the explosions that have happened this week. Team Penske side with the cheating there, the penalties applied by the series, some of the discussions looking at how it's affected them, their thoughts about moving forward, some changes possibly on the series side, introduction of a truly independent governing board. So we'll start off with our guy, that being Ricardo Juncos, co-owner of Juncos Hollinger Racing, along with Brad Hollinger. Gave us some insights as to where his head is at going into the Indy 500 here after multiple days of controversy and a bit of a dark cloud over the series.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot going on. You know, Marshall, the Indy 500 is crazy naturally, and now we add all this drama. So in my perspective, it's been very hard to keep the focus. We're doing a lot of things. We are trying to learn and achieve our own things. And it's unfortunately what happened, right? I think no one needs this, and I feel sorry for Roger, to be honest. As a team owner, I always look at him as a top guy, and I will continue doing that because for me, he's really, really good. What happened with his team on Sunday, everybody knows. I will tell you that it's 400 something things on each car that you can actually do, and sometimes the rules are no black and white, some of them, and it's really hard, you know, to make sure. So, you know, McLaughlin doesn't have it, and McLaughlin was probably the fastest Penske without the things on the back. So I really don't believe that much it was a performance, but clearly it was on the rules black and white, so if they gotta be disqualified, so it is. So but that's you know, we need to separate. We cannot also. I appreciate a lot of things that Roger is doing as well. I mean, we all should, because he get it in a time that was really bad, beginning of 2020, get COVID in the middle, and I think he's doing a great things as well. Conflict of interest, yes, can be obviously on the table, and maybe that's the reason why everything gets magnified, right? But for me, we need to see what happens after the Indy 500. I just try to keep my focus in my team because it's just so much going on, right?
We also spoke with our guy Mike Shank, co-owner of Meyer Shank Racing with Jim Meyer. They have a lot of big partners on their cars, a lot of significant sponsors. Want to hear from him how this ordeal, how this controversy has affected them, what he's been hearing, the outreach back to them to try and calm some nerves, make sure they know IndyCar's a good place, safe place. Stay here with us.
Yeah, we always check in with our partners, our critical partners for sure, to make sure they understand what's going on, be communicative, let them know where we're at. We're all strong, we got no problems. They're all looking forward to a sold-out event here on Sunday, which is great, and that's where we need to be. And also, by the way, we had big numbers watch us in qualifying, which is great. So everything's pointing positive. You know, for me, the message is for us and me and Jim is that, you know, we're satisfied where we're at. We're ready to go forward with Roger and his group and look for the future, the changes that are coming. We want to be a part of that. We want to help if they want it, and we look forward to a bright future.
Ricardo Juncos also spoke to possibly the most critical part here. Team Penske has made huge changes with the firings that they've done. That's the team itself in violation. Haven't seen anything done on the series side in reaction to the things that were missed, the allowance for this to go on for so long. But we do know this conversation, inspired by Honda to create a truly independent governance board at the track, on the competition side, technical side. This is something that the series is saying will happen. Wanted to get Ricardo Juncos' thought there. Very important to listen to what our friend from Argentina has to say.
Well, I think it's a good idea. I mean, it has to be that way. We should never be the way it is now. I think that's some of the things that if team owners can have a little bit more voice, which I think we are now, and we should get better, because I think we know a lot of things that should be away. We know what we want, we know what we don't need, and I think a little bit more collaboration from team owners will help, but clearly have a total independent entity controlling the regulations and the scrutiny and all that will fix it, as other motorsport association has it, right? So clearly we're moving in that direction for as far as I know. I will say as quickly as possible, and we also can help with our technical people in the team how we can draft some of these even rules that we had today to make more black and white, more clear what we need, what we don't, and all together. We are all together for the same goal here, right? So I think maybe I think we need to turn this situation that happened this Indy 500 in a positive thing going forward, and much better, clean for everyone, right?
A couple other things to mention here before we say farewell from Carb Day, take a day off or so and come back here Sunday and go racing. I'm hearing some really great things, encouraging things out of IndyCar. Back at the Barber race here, beginning of the month, I was speaking with some executives there, and they were telling me about a major shift in demographics they're seeing this year alone. We've known and written about for many years on Racer.com, IndyCar's had the oldest demographic of any major sport in North America, and it's a bit of a concerning thing, because if you think about if most of your fans are 55 years old plus, it's a limited time frame they'll be able to remain your fans, unfortunately. You have to rebuild that fan base. Youth, bring diversity of youth, age, everything possibly to secure IndyCar's future. They're telling me the metrics they're seeing, the proven data they have, it's working. The IndyCar Series deserves truly a lot of credit from a revised marketing plan. Try and connect with younger fans through social media. Been doing that for a long time, but a greater emphasis, more money committed to it, and it is working. Fox as well, reaching more people, younger, newer demographic. This is everything IndyCar has needed to know that for decades and decades to come, these new fans hopefully can be there to keep the series healthy and vibrant with a big base. And another great thing that we've learned, not just youth, but women. Huge increase in the number of women following and watching IndyCar. So these are all very positive stories for us to celebrate here as we get into the Indy 500 as well. The Indy NXT series is seeing huge improvement in its ratings, having moved to Fox from streaming only. So that too is another big thing to enjoy. All right, it is time to go racing here. 109th Indianapolis 500. The dark clouds are behind us. The sun is indeed coming up. Let's all get ready to celebrate the greatest spectacle in racing.